Welcome to Zoom into your professional presence, rock your new normal. I'm Patty Wells, and my partner in crime will be Arlene Stearns. I sent her the wrong link, so it didn't really work. So,
Meet me. There we go.
There she is. I'm sorry. I sent you the wrong link, I think. Yeah, sorry. Okay, so here we are. So for the best experience now, go ahead and mute yourself if you haven't already. Turn off your video and then choose speaker mode. At the top, it might say gallery mode or it might say speaker mode. If you touch where it says speaker mode, that'll put you into speaker mode. If you're already in speaker mode, you will be, it will say gallery mode at the top, and then if you touch it, then we'll look like the Brady Bunch. So if it says gallery mode at the top, you're already in speaker mode. All right. So before we get started, I really want to talk about this new normal. We're all kind of in a weird place right now. We're all doing everything from home. We're not able to talk to people in person or give hugs and all that stuff. And I don't mean that that's our new normal. That's just temporary. That's for right now. But since we've gotten started with this, being at home all the time, we're using a lot of technology that we might not normally do that. And so that is our new normal. We can have virtual coffees with somebody across the country or across the world. We don't have to be with somebody to be with somebody. So that's what I mean by our new normal. I don't want you to think that this is never going to end. It is going to end, and that things are going to return to somewhat a new normal. But we have now all these technologies that have been out there for a while, but some people have been a little bit reluctant to take advantage of those. And so I wanted to share with you that that's going to be kind of our new normal. As far as we'll be getting together in person, but we also have this other technology. That's what we mean by the new normal. So now, who are we? Why should you listen to us? First of all, I am Patty Wells, and I am the creator of Branding That Clicks, and it is a program designed to connect business owners and entrepreneurs with their ideal clients through visual stories, both online and offline. So that's what I do through photography and branding and social media services. Arlene, who are you?
I am Arlene Stearns, and I am the creator of ImageUp. And so I help professional ladies learn about their body type so that they don't continue to make the same mistakes and buy unattractive styles that make them look older than they are and frumpy. And together we design a signature style that really suits them and promotes greater recognition, respect, and value in all areas of their life.
That's awesome. Thank you, Arlene. So now for what you came for, that is how to do this Zoom thing, or how to do any kind of online conferencing or video chat, or if you want to look better just for talking to your grandkids on FaceTime. First thing, I'm going to start by talking about camera position. If you've ever opened up Zoom or anything and you look like that, there's a reason for that. Your camera is too low. It actually emphasizes anything extra you've got going on underneath your chin. And also you kind of look up your nose, which is a lovely look for anyone. So, and you can't even make better of it by smiling because it's just still terrible. So Another thing is you want to make sure that you're not blocking your camera. It's really easy to block your camera on a cell phone. You can get your thumb in the way or your sleeve in the way or something like that. So just make sure that you don't have anything covering that camera because it's going to look like that. Take a look at this picture right here. The camera's still low. And one way you can tell that your camera is too low is that if you look at the lamps in this picture, they're much closer together at the top than they are at the bottom. So the lines are slanting inward. And what that means is that whatever's at the top is going to seem smaller than whatever's at the bottom. So if you've got a wide face at the bottom, like I do, that does not help very much. So more flattering would be to, if you've got the camera higher, which is what I've got mine higher than my eye line, and you can see my lamps are, they're closer at the bottom than they are at the top. If you have your camera straight out from your eyes, then you're gonna be straight up and down, and that's good too, but you don't wanna be this way. You wanna be straight or wider. All right, so let's see. Okay, let's talk a little bit about lighting. So you want to, first of all, make sure you've got light. You do not want to look like this. This is way too dark, unless you want to hide. That's an option. But yeah, this is way too dark. Most cameras nowadays, though, do have the they actually make it brighter for you. So that's good. I actually had trouble making this picture. I had trouble getting it dark enough to show you. Second thing is you want the light to come at the front of you. You do not want to be backlit. That's what it means, is when the light is coming from behind you. You can't see your face. Now, I actually had a friend who said that somebody asked her to come on a Zoom call and she was not ready. And so she purposely got in front of a window where there was too much light and they could not see her. So that's a useful thing, but it's not the best idea. Next, we've got, you want to make sure that your light is coming from the front and not from the side. So this one, my light is actually coming from the side, and it's hitting, one side is much brighter than the other. If you look at the side that's too bright, you can see a lot of more fine lines. You look around my eyes, there's lines around my mouth and nose, and even on my neck. The lines are much more prominent on the side that's brighter than it is on the side that's darker. So this one here is more even light. I actually have more light on this picture, but it's not blown out because it's even and the camera knows what to do with even light. Now, sometimes you can't get away from side light. If you're on the desktop, you can't. If you're on a laptop, you can, or if you're on your phone, you can. So you can turn more where your whole face is being lit. But if you can't get away from side light, here's a couple of tips. Right here, I'm turned away from the light, and so the side of my face that has more light on it is closer to the camera. That makes that side look very big. When I turned into the light, like that, it made the side that, it made it look a little bit more even. So the side that's brighter looks more even with the side that's darker as far as size. All right, so next, let's talk about your environment. You want to make sure that your environment reflects your brand. So everything you do online reflects your brand. And so you actually need to make sure that things like a pop of color. I have purple back here because that's my brand color. I love purple. I'm a purple gal. So I got purple back here. I also, it's nice and clean, and you can see the surfaces, and you're not distracted by what's going on behind me. Hopefully, there's a little bit of mirror action right there, but so that's a little bit harder to get rid of right now. But here is an example of what not to do. So there actually is way too much bad going on in this picture, but there are two good things, and those are the things we've already talked about. That is lighting and camera angle. The other things are terrible. My background is awful. I've got, for some reason, potato chips in the back and in the front. And then I've got, I'm sure Arlene is horrified by my outfit. She'll talk more about outfits later. And then two, there's a thing about when you're on Zoom, sometimes you forget that you're on camera. So don't forget that you're on camera. You have to pretend you're actually in the room with that person that you're talking to. You wouldn't go into the boardroom and talk to a CEO and eat your can of chips. You just wouldn't. And so, and you wouldn't wear things that are way off brand and too casual. So when you're on Zoom or on a conference call, a video conference call, just make sure that everything about you talks to your brand and talks to your clients about how professional you are and how wonderful you are at what you do. All right, so now we're going to talk about hair and makeup, and I'm going to turn it over to Arlene for this section. So Arlene?
Okay, I should be on video, I think. Am I showing up?
I was going to share that visual that we talked about.
Yes, that's a great idea because that visual says so much without a single word. Look at that. Coif and no coif. So, yes, I just love it. It makes me smile. Well, hair is so important, and ladies, we spend all kinds of money to make sure that our hair looks great on products and going to the salon and having it done professionally. And it just killed me recently that I had to cancel my appointment. So within a week or two, I'm sure that my style's not going to be that great and I'm going to have roots showing. But anyway, what I've noticed lately is that this has kind of gone by the wayside, that ladies aren't spending as much time on their hair at all. And I'm seeing on the camera like ponytails from the top of their head, or banana clips, or austere where it's all pulled back, or it's in their face. So I highly recommend washing your hair and blowing it dry, keeping the style simple and like what you're accustomed to wearing, and making sure that it's just out of your face. So, hair is really important, and you want to kind of style it like you normally wear to the office. Now, next thing to consider is makeup. And we all enhance our features with makeup. When we're on the camera seems to kind of wash us out. So we might consider putting on a little bit more blush and maybe a little bit more mascara and a darker lipstick. But we want to avoid anything that glitters. So we don't want that sparkly eyeshadow or that sparkly blush because it's going to be distracting. We want to go ahead and check it out ahead of time, because too much makeup will be even more distracting than too little makeup. So just check out your appearance on the camera ahead of time. And next, what to wear. What to wear is extremely important, because you represent your brand everywhere you go. And what you wear affects you and affects your audience. And so you want to show up really showing your very best self. So how do we do it? And how do we do that? And notice that first impressions are so important, and assumptions are made immediately based on how you appear, your appearance. Immediately, people judge, are you credible? Are you capable? And we all want to show up as credible and capable So not only does what you wear affect others, but it also affects you. And I recently read an article in the New York Times about a study conducted at Northwestern University. There were 100 participants, and all 100 were asked to wear the identical white lab coat. That half of the group was told that this was a physician's jacket, and the other half was told that it was an artist's coat. And the entire group, all 100, took the same cognitive test. And the results showed that the group that thought that they were wearing a physician's coat scored much higher, and they were able to pay more attention. The other group didn't do as well. So what we wear has a profound shift on us psychologically. So what do we wear to show up? Recently, I was attending a retreat, and we were to show up in our business attire. And I did show up totally dressed from head to toe in business attire, except not quite to toe. I did have my slippers on. And I felt much more alert, focused, and wanting to contribute, very much more confident. Previous to that, I was dressing just like everybody else, from the waist up, and making sure that I looked presentable, that I would have on jean bottoms or jeans so that I could quickly change my top and continue working at my new house. Yep, not very flattering, is it? I'm glad nobody could really see my bottom. There's my jean shorts. So I could work at my new house, carrying things and getting things, situated there. But when I dressed up totally, I just felt so much more confident. So what to wear on the top? Choose a solid blouse in your favorite color that really is flattering on you and that's comfortable. Solid tops really project better because they're not distracting. Now, I love animal prints and I love stripes and polka dots, but look what happens when I put this up by my face. So it might look good on my camera, but I'm really not assured that it's going to look good on everybody else's. Usually they'll look blurry, and so it would be distracting. So a solid color will work best. Also, ladies, as the temperatures rise, avoid putting on strapless tops because, oh my goodness, you'll look topless. Ooh la la, probably not the image that you want to project. I'm sure you'd have all the male attention though, for sure. So that's about the top. So now jewelry. Anything that jangles, sparkles, reflects is probably something you should avoid because it'll be distracting. So keep the earrings simple. I just have on simple close earrings that don't dangle, but look what happens when I pick out one of my favorite pair. They glisten and all that movement would be extremely distracting. If I'm going to wear a necklace, I really want to have a statement piece which draws the attention up to my face and you can see a whole piece just like Patty has on. Look what happens when I put on a long necklace. All you see is something hanging from my shoulders. It doesn't make a statement. It really can be distracting. It's like you had a towel around you. It's just not the best look. So in summary, you really want to look like you're going to the office with your hair, makeup, and what you would normally wear. Oh yes, one executive shared with me that she's home and she always has a jacket, a cardigan, and a scarf on her chair so she can quickly project that professional image on camera. So she has that really handy. But just pretend you're going to the office, ladies. You'll be more productive and you'll be representing your brand professionally. So Patty, do you have anything else you'd like to share?
I just love that picture that I shared with you were wearing like jean shorts or whatever, and I was in my pajama bottoms. And so, yeah, that's funny. And there's a commercial actually on television that talks about where somebody drops their laptop and they're in like boxer shorts or whatever. So just make sure that you are prepared in case something happens, you have to get up or you drop your laptop or whatever, that you actually look appropriate down below. You know, just not inappropriate. Let's just say it that way. Awesome information, Arlene. Did you have anything else you'd like to add?
I think that was pretty much summed it up for me.
Great. I'm going to be going on to now posing an expression. All right. So you may not think you need to pose in your conference call, and you don't have to like do elaborate poses. I just mean this is not a good look. Okay, so what's wrong with this other than bad camera angle? I am not engaged at all in my face. I'm just got my listening face on, which is not always really, you know, really engaged. Also, I'm not looking in the camera. I'm looking at the person that I'm talking to. So I'm looking down at the computer screen. So you want to make sure that you're looking in the camera and that you're actually engaged. Your face is doing something like, and you're nodding, and you got like you're smiling through your eyes. If you don't know what that is, if you can look like you're actually looking like you're, like think of it as if you have a secret and you're wanting to keep a secret, and there you go. And it just gives a little more expression. The other thing about the actual posing, you want to make sure you're not relaxed and looking like this or looking off. You may have your computer screen over here and your camera screen over here, and you're watching over here. I was at a networking meeting yesterday where somebody was literally doing this the entire time, except when it was time for her to talk, and then she looked in and then she was over like this. So just be careful of that. The other thing is that Zoom sometimes freezes, so you might be like, and you're stuck. So make sure you look really good the whole time. You're trying to really be engaging when you're talking and when you're listening, because the person who you're talking to, and when they're talking, they want to feel heard. They want to feel like you are listening and understanding what they're saying and not just going. So that's it on posing and expression. Let me see what else we have. See what's next. Come on. Questions and answers. Great. So if you have any questions, if you would pop them into the chat right now. If you've already put something in the chat, it may get lost in the lots of chat. I've seen the chat's going crazy, and I love that. Thank you for engaging with each other. It's wonderful. But if you have any questions, now's a good time to put it in the chat. And while you're doing that, we're going to share some resources that we have for you. So first of all, where to find us. So I'm going to turn it over to Arlene. If you could tell us where to find you and what resources you have to share with us.
Yes, you can find me at my website, which is imageupsystem.com. And there you can get a free list of the 10 pieces that every professional woman has in her closet. This is the core wardrobe that will help to bring you success. Also, you could sign up for a free session with me. It's a complimentary signature style profile where we'll talk about the challenges that you might have, and then I will make one recommendation that will move you ahead. So both of those resources are free. And also every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I am doing a Facebook Live at noon. And of course, when I do it, it's much shorter, but I was so glad that Patty and I could share all of this information with you today. So Patty, How about you? Where can I find you?
All righty. Thank you, Arlene. I am at brandingthatclicks.com. And if you look at the very top of the page, you will see a way to get my free quick posing guide. That is helpful for you right now. You can use it immediately to get better pictures. Like you can have somebody in your home take cell phone pictures of you, and it just gives you some ideas how to not look like this and look more like this. And so that is at the top of my website, brandingthatclicks.com. And once you've signed up for that, you'll also have the opportunity to get my brand breakthrough session that's for women entrepreneurs who want to find out the 5 things that even successful businesswomen do to sabotage their online presence, and then the one way that they can move forward and shine. So again, I'm at brandingthatclicks.com, and you'll find me there.
Great. Let's look at the Q&As. Let's see if we see any questions.
All right.
Wow, we've got a lot of engagement.
Awesome. So let's see. Oh, sorry. RBF, that's resting something face. Let's see. I've got that. I call it resting angry face, or resting just not nice. Okay, so I'm looking for questions. We're about out of time. We told you it would be 12:30. We got started a little bit late because I sent the wrong link. Sorry. Anyway, yes, Donna, absolutely. Mute yourself, especially burps, farts, yelling, eating, whatever. Even typing on your keyboard can be very distracting if people can hear it. And also, if there's just somebody in the room that's going to make some noise, just make sure you're on mute unless you're actually speaking. Awesome. Any questions? Yes. Position on Zoom. My screen is high and I'm looking up. Where do you put your gallery? Gallery. I'm not sure, Kim, can you clarify your question? Let's see.
Open your mic, Kim.
Oh, I was trying to,
Can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
I was trying to talk about, like, I have a big screen on my desktop, and so the camera is way up at the top. And so I feel like I'm looking up to talk to people. So I wondered, like, when you're on Zoom, so I try to keep my, the open screen with the Zoom on lower, but when someone else is talking, so that I can engage, I know it's just a natural thing, I want to see their face. So where do you position the pictures, the gallery on Zoom? Can you talk about how you do that so that you're talking to people as opposed to, where do you look is what I'm really trying to talk about. Like, when you're on Zoom, you're the speaker, where are you looking?
Got it. So for me, what I do is I try to put the gallery actually up higher on my screen so that when I'm looking away from the camera to the person, it's not that big of a difference. Like right now I'm looking in the camera and now I'm looking at Arlene. So it still looks like I'm looking down because I have the same setup as you. I've got a big screen and my camera's way up top. So, but that's how I do it. But it's really best if you can to look into the screen. It's a human nature to want to look at their face. But for this platform, if you're trying to really engage with someone, it's better to look in the camera. Did that answer your question?
Yes, that's exactly my dilemma. And yeah, that's what I end up doing, is trying to look in the camera, but feeling like, oh, I don't even know what's going on down there. You know, so
I
get
get
it. Yeah.
I've had to practice that a lot, Kim, because I didn't realize I wasn't always looking at the camera initially.
Yeah. Okay, is there any other question? Because we need to go ahead and wrap it up. I am going to try to post this video for you to review if you want to come back in and see some of my crazy ridiculousness on camera. I would post that into the Facebook event. I'm hoping I got it recorded. So if so, I will post it. If not, we'll probably do it again to get it on camera. So
I have something to say if you
yes.
open.
Hey, Don.
Right now I'm looking at you in Zoom, and for those who don't know, if it goes full screen on their end, that there's a button on the top that they can lower it out of full screen, and then they get a window. Also with Patty, you have a mirror behind you, and I can see your reflection of your computer. You might want to think about replacing that mirror with a very a picture that's what do you call it? That's just waves or something, and not actual picture of anything. I know people a lot of times they'll have their family back there, or they'll have some graphic kind of picture that somebody might not take a liking to.
Right.
Seen that too.
Awesome. Yeah, we were noticing that yesterday, and I just haven't had time to fix that. So, but yeah,
it's beautiful.
That is a great idea. I really think it's a great idea to do that.
And Arlene has a picture behind her. Say something, Arlene.
Oh, I just have a picture behind me. Yeah. It's a poster that I got in on one of my travels, actually in New Zealand. And so it's just framed it in my breakfast area. So it gives like a dining effect. I think it has like a glass of wine maybe, or something like that. Some fruit. I know it has some fruit.
Right. It's very subtle, and your camera angle is perfect.
Thank you.
So everything looks really good. You don't have anything very distracting behind you, which is nice.
I did have a lamp behind me that would show how it would be distracting, because it looked like I had a shade coming out of my head. So I just made sure I need that lamp.
Awesome. And Kim, I don't know how you put a picture up there. I'm gonna have to figure that out, because I'm very incognito when I'm on Zoom a lot. So I would love to have a picture put up. I'm sure there's a way I can do this.
Yes. I'll try to post that into the Zoom group. I mean, into the event. I'll post how to do that. We are running out of time. So if you want to connect with some of the people that you met here in the Zoom chat, one way you can do that is if you go to the bottom of the chat, there's a more button. It's the 3 dots. You click on that and you can hit save chat, and you can save that chat, so you'll have all that information on their websites and everything. But we are out of time. If you have any follow-up questions, please post them in the event. We'll keep checking that throughout the week, and just make sure we get back in touch with you. Thanks so much for being here. Arlene, do you have anything to say real quick?
No, thank you so much. It was great. It was so much fun. I hope everybody found it to be valuable.
I love this, and I love the fact that we can just kid around and be silly, and
yes.
Patty makes it very entertaining. I love it.
She does.
All right. Thank you so much. We'll see you.
Hopefully we'll have a great weekend.
Yes.
Thank you. You too.
Enjoy.
Stay safe.
Stay safe.
Bye-bye.
Sure. Bye-bye.
Bye.